Boosters! We hope that all of you are doing well, staying healthy, and of course, staying 6 feet apart. If you're like me, you've been catching up on watching some movies while in quarantine. So, for tonight's show, we are going to give you a famous line from a film, and we want you to figure out what film that line is from. So, on question number 2, there are going to be 3 choices, and it's going to be animated films. So you want to remember this. When you get a question about animated films, I'm going to give you a free answer here. It is The Incredibles. So try and remember that. So I'm your host, Audrey, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Audrey Reed Couch. And while you're at it, don't forget to follow at the Q Trivia on all social media. We're going to be giving out $25 tonight. Want to make it yours? Here is how. There are 12 questions in the game. You'll have 8 seconds to answer and 3 choices to pick from. If you get every question right, you're going to win or split the cash prize. And even if you do get eliminated, we want you to keep playing because you can score some leaderboard points and at the end of the month, maybe win a big cash prize. So those are the rules. Let's get to the trivia. $5, 12 questions. Bring on question number 1. For your first line, this 1972 film has the classic line, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse." Is this line from The Candidate, Cabaret, or The Godfather? And the director's daughter is actually in this film. She appears as the baby in the baptism scene, and she went on to appear in the next 2 films. Her name is Sofia Coppola, and her dad is Francis Ford Coppola, who directed The Godfather. And it looks like most of you got that one right, and you are moving on to question number 2. Here is your next line. Dynaguy, snagged on takeoff, splashed down, sucked into a vortex, no capes. Is it Toy Story 4, The Incredibles, or Megamind? So the "I'm just getting a drink" scene in this film is a reference to Die Hard with a Vengeance. This scene mimics a similar scene from Die Hard starring Samuel L. Jackson, who voices the character of Frozone in identical circumstances. So I gave you a freebie for this one, so hopefully you all got that this one is The Incredibles. And it looks like a lot of you listened up to my intro and are moving on to question number 3. So Jennifer Lawrence said to Bradley Cooper in this film, "Calm down, crazy." And is it from American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook, or Joy? Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper have done a total of 4 films together, and this film is the first to earn nods in all 4 acting categories since Reds in 1981, and the first Big 5 nominee since $1 Million Baby in 2004. So in what film is Lawrence calling Cooper crazy? Silver Linings Playbook. And it looks like a lot of you are going to keep on moving, and we are going into question number 4. And we want to know, what 1969 film is this line from? I'm walking here, I'm walking here. Is it from Midnight Cowboy, True Grit, or Deliverance? And here's a fun fact about this particular scene from the film. It was totally improvised. It was filmed in New York City, so the taxi in the shot is an actual New York taxi. And remaining in character, Hoffman yells at the driver, and the scene made the cut in the film Midnight Cowboy. Great job, everyone. It looks like we have a lot of you still left in the game, and we are on to question number 5. What film series does this line come from? It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. Is it from The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, or Harry Potter? The main character in the film was supposed to have green eyes, but the actor had an allergic reaction to the contact lenses, so they dropped that detail that was originally in the book. So if you're a big fan of this series, you will definitely know that in the books, Harry has green eyes, but in the movie, Harry Potter has blue. So the answer here was Harry Potter. And we are moving on to the halfway point of the game. Question number 6. What 1964 film is this line from? A martini, shaken, not stirred. Is it from A Shot in the Dark, James Bond, or Goldfinger? This movie was the fastest grossing movie in movie history when it was released in 1964 and was entered into the Guinness Book of World Records. The famous tagline is actually a reversal of the original quote from the book. The author used the line "stirred, not shaken" to add to 007's cool image. 007, aka James Bond, said this line in Goldfinger. Yes, James Bond was a little bit of a trick question because James Bond is in Goldfinger. So keep moving on. Question number 7, let's go. In what romance was this line said? Begin each day like it was on purpose. Is it from Hitch, 50 First Dates, or Groundhog Day? This film is the third highest grossing romantic comedy of all time, but number 1 in my heart. I mean, nothing beats that dancing scene. I may or may not use some of those dance moves on the dance floor, and apparently Kevin James made up all of those totally rad dance moves on the spot in Will Smith, aka Hitch's apartment. That's right, it was in Hitch. And we are moving quickly along into question number 8. This line comes from a prison drama, and it is, "What we've got here is failure to communicate." Is it from Shawshank Redemption, Cool Hand Luke, or Good Will Hunting? So to get the men to feel like they were truly members of a chain gang, the director actually banned women from this set. Pretty crazy, right? An actress on the film was kept away from the cast and stayed alone in a hotel for 2 days and shot her scene with only the director. The things they did to make Cool Hand Luke. That is right, and it looks like a lot of you are still in the game, and we are ready for question number 9. In what horror film was this said? "I think I must have one of those faces you can't help believing." Is it from Psycho, Halloween, or Rosemary's Baby? So this movie was actually spoiled months before its release, despite all the extreme efforts at keeping the movie a secret. Variety magazine published very thorough spoilers regarding this film. Can you imagine that happening in today's age? The ending would have been completely ruined in the age of social media. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen this film yet, but I will say you'll never look at a shower the same way again after seeing Psycho. And we have over 100 of you still left in the game, it looks like. And we are moving on to question number 10. We want to know, what comedy is this line from? "Surely you can't be serious." "I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." Is it from The Wrong Man, Airplane, or Spaceballs? Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul was in this film, as well as former pro basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This spoof comedy takes shots at the many disaster movies that were released in the 70s. And what is the film that we are talking about? It is called Airplane. All right, Qsters, you are doing well. We are almost to the end, the semifinal round. Question number 11. We want to know, what line is this from? "Life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death." Is it from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Ocean's 11, or Auntie Mame? This film was the only Best Picture Oscar nominee that year not to be nominated in any of the writing categories, which is interesting considering it is famous for the writing. Not to mention, this line in the movie was voted as the number 93 movie quote by the American Film Institute. And the quote comes from the title character herself, Auntie Mame. All right, Qsters, it looks like that knocked out a few of you, and we are at the final question of the night. So we want to know, what is this line from? "Old man, if you give those dogs another piece of my food, I'm gonna kick you till you're dead." Is it from Moonstruck, Little Miss Sunshine, or The Right Stuff? One of the main National Treasure actors who played the love interest of Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves singer who went on to win an Oscar for her performance in this film. Maybe that gave it away. John Patrick Shanley also won a writing award for this romantic film that is called Moonstruck. And it looks like congratulations is in order to all of the winners. Thank you so much for playing, but if you didn't quite make it, no worries. We're going to be back super soon at 8:30 with Mark. So make sure to tune in. But for now, don't forget to follow us on all social media at the Q Trivia. Thank you all so much for playing. Congrats again to all the winners. Have a great night, and we will see you soon.